Hello, y'all. It's 10:58 p.m. Um, so sorry, guys, that some of the some of the I mean, like the video from that was doing around this time. It was a little bit later, but last night, it didn't even get to upload until almost 9:30 tonight. Ain't that freaking ridiculous? So so they are slowing up and manipulating and messing up my Wi-Fi, and because as I said, even with the light, me talking with the light on and for an hour and a half, and it'd be about 14 or 15 gigabytes. Ever since I got here, it will upload within 3 hours. So so it's like they're messing with both my phone and the Wi-Fi. So I mean, I want y'all to be able to see my face, but it's like, when if I turn the light off, the video will upload much faster, and it would take up less storage space. If I had the light, if I did the video in the dark, but fake TI perps and regular perps, they try to falsely make it like as if I do the video in the dark, then that must mean that I'm doing something sneaky, or I'm doing something sinister or evil, or I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing. When actually, the same way you see me in the light, that's how I am in the dark. But I already explained to y'all the reason why as I said, it shouldn't have to take 12 hours and then the video stop. This is the second time they this week that they did this. So so the video from last night, it just got uploaded finally about an hour and a half ago. So well, so it's like I had the I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm feeling nervous or can't talk properly um at the moment. Even earlier I felt kind of nervous, and even yesterday um my words ain't even coming out properly. So my ears are itchy, but I only got a little bit. I mean, while I was sleeping, I had to deal with some noise harassment, between 6 something and um 1 o'clock. But after that, um I didn't have to worry about much noise. I didn't have to. I didn't hear all that much noise harassment today. But yeah, I didn't really hear the noise harassment. But except for one time when I was trying to play back one of my videos, and then I heard it for a short while. So it's supposed to there's supposed to be a storm outside. I got the notification about that lightning struck nearby. 'Cause it's windy and it's windy and humid, very humid and windy outside. They got a lot of mosquitoes. It's like swarms of mosquitoes right outside my door. Swarm of mosquitoes right outside my door. But I had to hurry up and run back inside. But it's weird. It's a weird feeling when it's hot and muggy and humid at night. But, they've been having this heat wave. And so I guess the rain coming in will make the heat wave go away, probably. Because everybody, been tortured and traumatized by the heat. But I just got here in April, and we're in South Texas. April, and it's freaking cold. And now it's almost 100 degrees, and, they got the heat wave going on, all these storms, and they got all these storms and the heat wave. But even if it's supposed to be a heat wave outside and I put the air on 62 and I be feeling like I'm freezing. So it's like, well, it's like earlier, my anxiety was pretty high about my anxiety was high about being upset about my videos taking too long to upload. And I had this problem when I was in the motels in Gulf Breeze or Pensacola. And even at Hospitality Inn, when I first get there, and for a while, my videos will upload like normal speed and like how they're supposed to. And then afterwards, they would take and slow down. They would slow down they will slow down my video upload speed with the Wi-Fi. So I had to delete the video from last night. And then I had to delete the video from last night and then upload a couple of other videos from earlier today. And then finally re-upload the video, which turned out to be the previous video. The previous video that you see uploaded, it was supposed to be the video from last night. So Monday I had to deal with that. Monday I had to, it was super early Monday morning. I got done the video, and then I uploaded the video. I started to upload the video, and then I woke up in the late morning or early afternoon, and the video still wasn't uploaded, and it kept resetting all the way. And the video that I did talking about why the narcissist wants you medicated, they reset that video on TikTok and eliminated and erased all the fucking hashtags and description box on purpose so that the video couldn't reach other people. So I thought I did a blog post about it, but if I did, I couldn't find it. But I'm pretty sure I did a YouTube video about it before, a while back, but I can't find it. Or it might be one of the videos that the perps got wrongfully taken down. So I cannot so I did the video again and made a TikTok version, and plus I made it for my ebook. And so while I was having anxiety about the video, it took like almost this evening, it took almost 6 hours to upload when it should have been 3. So the video from Monday night / Tuesday morning, I think that video uploaded like it was supposed to in the middle of the night after I got done. But Sunday night to Monday morning, I think that was the video I had a problem with, and I ended up putting on a targeted by the PsychWorld backup channel. So so if I had to be out on the streets in this life-threatening I was warned that it was dangerous weather. So I don't have to ask for help with a hotel room because I'm up in here. I'm not on the streets. So I worked. I mean, like, you can't tell me what I did today was not that what I did today was not work. So as I said, Starbricker would intentionally and this is what they'll do. Like, you harassing me and stalking and following me unprovoked, and you haven't interacted with me in a long time, and then the moment I write an ebook, she'd be the first to rush to make the fake bad reviews on all my ebooks. And then when I mention about it in a YouTube video, she wants me to keep her name out of my mouth. So that's how the type of games these perps play. So she's copying off of black people with that, because that's hood talk. But that's hood talk. How they be like, keep my name out your mouth. Yeah, she's copying off of my twin sister with that. So, but it's like, as I said, they brag about their gang stalking crimes on that fake TIWatch.org website. That hardly anybody even really looks at that anyway. It's only a few troll perps that worship that website. So so it's like, so I even say in my videos and my blog and elsewhere, I give you the option, if you want to purchase it and support me to help me make a living, or if you want to read it for free, you have the choice to do that. So she tried to deter people from supporting me and try to make it like as if me having both an ebook, an ebook on my blog for free or on Amazon. She tried to make it like that's another scam tactic. And if it is, it ain't your business. But people, I don't understand why people force themselves to, if they don't like you, why they force themselves to read what they don't read stuff that you write, or if they stalk all everything you do and then make like they hate everything about you. But what she's doing is not godly. It's not holy. But she's part of a fake Mormon cult. So, I was productive today. And what I did was working on, I don't have any books with me. So yeah, everything I do is online and on my phone. I'm doing things my way. And fuck your way. Especially if you my enemy and you're doing nothing but trying to tear me down. You never in your life made any attempts to uplift me or encourage me. Nothing you say should be considered as relevant or important. So I'm not trying to be professional. And I've been saying this since March or April 2019, when I thought about in the beginning of writing the short stories and writing the ebooks and everything. And Star Bricker thinks she got the authority to make it she thinks she got the authority to force herself to be an editor of mine that I never asked for. And try to talk about Candy needs an editor. How about you need to back off and mind your business? You just want an excuse to control somebody. But you're going to hell. You and your fake cancer going to hell. You need to be worried more about your fake ass spiritual cancer that you got. So, and I haven't been hiding anything or doing anything sinister, dirty, or undercover like the perps want to falsely accuse me of. I never manipulated nobody and I never scammed anybody. But as I said, the perps making these lies up because they're threatened. And the fake TI perps, they're making these lies up because they feel threatened by the truth being exposed. So I was, to pass the time, I didn't even count or calculate how many hours or how long I worked on gathering research and websites for and resource links, because the truth about psychiatry in the mental health system, I promise you will not find it. You will not find it in the mainstream library. So if they want to try to force you to go the mainstream way, or they feel like anything that's said on the internet is not credible. But it's funny how the slander said about me is considered credible, though. The slander and lies on me is considered credible. So, she tried to make it like as if, Candy's selling this same and she did that to me, commented like that and did that to me on my ebooks before. That they're trying to make it like And then some of the perps have come on there and harassed and can't even spell. Poor grammar, poor spelling, poor everything, just illiterate. And how is it if you profess to be a teacher or in the school system and you write very illiterate? If I'm talking about other perps. If you're supposed to be a teacher and working in a school system, how do you type very illiterate, like and uneducated? And then, you know, you look like a fool if you have poor grammar and what I say is very well written. I'm pretty sure it's not perfect or the best, but it's not perfect or the best. But you know, I'm not trying to please my enemies. I'm not trying to satisfy my enemies. So if you and then they'll you know make false bad reviews on all my ebooks and then try to say that, well, it's not even worth wasting your time to read for free, but you sat there and read every word, but you don't want to click on those links to do your research because you don't want to wake up to the truth. You're running away from the truth and fighting against the truth and attacking the truth. And that's what all you perps. So I've said it in numerous videos that I give you the option, if you want to read it on my blog for free, or if you want to support me and help me make a living, you know, with the ebook. So, but I don't think I ever made over $25 on any ebook. I don't think. So the sales are extremely low, and most months I can go 8 months at a time and get no sales on my ebooks. And then when I would be homeless on the streets and, you know, suffering the gang stalking, I would forget that I'm an author, or forget that I'm a blogger, or forget that I'm a writer. And so I already mentioned about how they manipulate and alter the spelling of my writing on purpose to falsely make me look illiterate, and they do that to a lot of targets. Especially if you're trying to hashtag gang stalking. Right after you submitted it, they hurry up and switch the letter. Like on Twitter, when I hashtag gang stalking and they put GANGSTALKONG, and I didn't realize until some hours later. Now, like, they did that, because usually the hashtag would come out before you finish spelling it out. So they did that, and so I had to let people know that, you know, it was a typo. It wasn't me. It was the perps that did that. And I heard that, you know, they call it stupidware. So yes, all of my research comes from the internet and online, the truth that people have been putting out. I don't really read library books that much no more, unless it might be something like, gardening or or like survival or something. But like the conspiratorial truth, like one time I was able to check out at the library, you know, this Gitmo DVD, and and a few other truth conspiratorial stuff, and then excuse me, I heard that they said that Hollywood movies tell a lot of truth, but at the same time they're conditioning and brainwashing you with predictive programming. So oh, so they conditioning you with predictive programming. So and then they picking on my grammar as a way to just deter people from learning the truth. You know, um, and the abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers, they think I need to be controlled, and the fake TI perps also, they think I need to be. They think I need to be constantly watching. They think I need to be controlled. That I need somebody to control me. But I've been saying since 2019 that I don't want anybody to try to edit my ebooks or short stories or nothing. And when I say that, Starbricker start picking on and harassing me and forcing herself, And I've talked before about the reason why I don't want anybody to try to be my editor or anything like that, because I've had past experiences with writing certain things, and then if somebody with a narcissistic personality would do stuff like totally alter everything I said, and then in order to try to make me look stupid or crazy, and then try to argue me and lie and say, you this is what you told me. No, I didn't. That's what you told you. And then you want us to try to project and force that onto me. So that's another reason why, especially like an autobiography or anything about me, no, you don't get that right to edit my shit. Go write your own shit for you, for your life. But leave me alone. You don't have the authority or the right to force me to have an editor. I have that free will. There's no rule or law that says that you must have an editor. But yeah, it's like this edit thing is used to, trying to control people. And I've heard how editors have fucked over writers, and then they get more money by totally messing up what if you get a ghostwriter or editor or something, and it's totally like you totally twisted everything, like a total 180 degree twisting and manipulating, like a total opposite of what I was trying to say. So and then she will harshly put me down and insult me and make it like she want to try to force correct me and try to make it like I am just really stupid, But last night I tried to reach out to Amazon, and it seemed like as if I was given the runaround. So I couldn't even, the chat would not, I was being blocked from being allowed to chat with anybody. So so it's like, yeah, they insert themselves into your life whether you want to or not. And this is why rape happens. This is why and how people get raped. Because if a guy forces himself onto a female and make it like as if, well, I'm going to punish you and force you to do it with me, whether you want to or not. And I don't care about your resisting, or I don't care about you saying no. And then they lie and say that they lie and say that you started on them, or they'll lie and say that you was into them. Like, how if I'm fucking sick? I ain't feeling good. I'm not even attracted to you. And I don't know you. So, and then it seemed like with the Giovanni guy, he raped me. It was, well, he, coerced me to, against my will, to do things that I didn't feel comfortable with. And that's not the normal me. And that was June 23rd through 25th. I finally was able to, he finally left on the 25th. He had me scared the whole time. And he was constantly drinking, and he was a narcissistic abuser. And Giovanni, he had a red duffel bag too. I didn't realize Giovanni was a perp. Come to think about it. And he would, so Giovanni, that was before I left Denton, Texas, and that was June 23rd through 25th of of 2011, and he tried to force me into a relationship with him, and I didn't want to, and I wasn't even attracted to him, and he was, it wasn't until after he did what he did, then later on he told me that he was married with a 3-year-old. And I've never been that type of person to do that. I never would want to steal somebody away from their wife. Ever. I never been a home wrecker. Ever. But as I said, I didn't know until after he did what he did. Then after, that's when he said that he was married to a Mexican police officer, and had a 3-year-old. And so then, because he would get drunk and then talk with a foreign accent, and he would drink still reserve beer. He was an abusive, narcissistic perp. So, I didn't even realize that he was drunk when because, I don't even want to talk about it. But, and then exactly a year later, I was raped by that Freemason, that Derwin O's guy. And then exactly a month later, July 23rd, 2012, was that fake Seventh-day Adventist cult member perp named Charles Renault. And then, Charles, what he did was, I was walking in Koreatown, part of Los Angeles, and he's supposedly one of those light-skinned, pretty Creoles, but he was he was younger than me, And Charles lied to me and said that there was this job. He saw me on first sight, and he lied to me and said that there was this job opportunity. And then, and so then he made it like, well, come here, let me show you where you can go to get apply for this job. And then come to find out, he took me by this elevator on a stairwell, and I wrestled him off, and he nearly succeeded at raping me. And then he kept stalking me everywhere. And like I don't. It was back in 2012. Like I would come home from the fake Hell's Way church, and he would be there stalking me. And I'm like, well, I mean, if social media or whatever, if phones weren't that advanced how they are now, then how was he able to stalk me everywhere back in 2012? And I didn't realize Charles was a perp also. And so Charles was manipulative, and he made it like as if every time I saw him, he acted like he was always going job hunting. But then he fraudulently and illegally successfully got a job at a car dealership, and people made high reviews about him, and I'm like, this is not fair. He should have been in prison, not running free and having a high paying job. So, but he seemed like he never gave up on job hunting, or he might have pretended that he was job hunting as a way to make a mockery out of me not being able to get a job. And so Charles, he nearly succeeded at raping me July 23rd, 2012, and then he finally succeeded at it was December 17th, 2012. And then and imagine almost, let's see, it was over 7 years that I had no sexual contact with anybody. And then that hell-faced, ugly, burnt Jaraka Singfield guy, the burnt guy, raped me on March 6, 2020, right before the you-know-what hit. And he took advantage of me being homeless on the streets and being too cold and everything. And he was manipulative, and I was not attracted to him. And he was a multiple criminal. And so, and even in between 2012 and 2020, I think I had a couple of instances of being sexually assaulted. And there was even an abusive, narcissistic Filipino homeless guy with dirty hands who sexually assaulted me in 2018 when I went back to Los Angeles and was on the streets and at the beach in Santa Monica. But I don't remember offhand any other. But one time in 2013, I don't remember what. It was over the summer, I think, and before the biological mom Frances died, and before the neighbors betrayed me and became perps, and I was living in Los Angeles, the neighbor Ron, who turned to be a perp later on, that Ron guy, excuse me, he stopped a man from potentially trying to rape me. So, June 23rd, 4th, and 25th, and 26th, I'm sitting here feeling like I just wish I could just, I don't even know how I can avoid those days, but I just want the days to be over with, and June 27th, I'll feel better. But the day after I accepted Jesus Christ personally in my heart, June 22nd was the day I accepted Jesus into my heart. June 22nd, 2012. But then it was June, I think it was June 29th or somewhere, 2014. The last Sunday in June of 2014 was the day I got baptized. So and so I became a but being in a fake IDMR cult, even though I accepted Jesus into my heart, um you know before I accepted Jesus into my heart, it was after I accepted Jesus into my heart, dealing with the fake IDMR cult. It took me like November or December after being in of 2012 was when I started to feel comfortable with saying Jesus instead of the fake sacred name. So and then after having a bad experience with the fake Hell's Way Church, you know, and being treated wrong, I didn't go to any church from like late December or January 2013 all the way through beginning of September 2014. I'm sorry, beginning of September 2013. It's like right when I started to try to go back to church again. Right when I started to try to go back to church again, that's when the biological mom Frances died. And then I had a bad experience with that church and all the other churches. Well, actually, over the summer of 2013, I tried to go to that vacation Bible schools, religious narcs, narcissist, victim blaming, abusive, narcissistic women in the church. And I didn't know about the gang stalking, but they didn't want to hear about the Illuminati. They didn't want to hear about the truth. They were brainwashed, fake Christians. So they were brainwashed fake Christians. But so yeah, on Friday, June 22nd, 2012 was when I accepted Jesus into my heart. And then the next day I get raped. But some people say that's a test of your faith. That was supposed to be a test of my faith. And then the fake Hell's Way Church betrayed me. They all betrayed me and started to act different after I told them that I had been raped by the Freemason. So my twin sister lied and got stuff mixed up on purpose, talking about Candy dated a Freemason named Giovanni. She got everything twisted. Whoa. So I hear a little bit of thunder, but I don't see the rain that really. But they got the mosquitoes are bad. So but one time my twin sister had set me up to get raped by a guy one time, and then she tried to talk about the biological brother Derek set her up to get raped. She got raped. She used to get raped a lot too, or taken advantage of a lot too. But she tried to dictate or control who she thinks I should date or be with, and she tried to force me to be with this hell-faced, ugly, fake, crusty guy named Dewey that's already married and a Freemason. Like, if you knew he was a Mason, you knew he was married, why you think you got the authority to try to force me to be with him? You try to force me to be with somebody who you wouldn't date. And this was back in 2017, when the last time I saw her in person. Yeah, it was this guy that was living in her apartment complex named Dewey. So she tried to make it like as if Dewey came back and told her stuff I said. Well, I don't want to be with a man like that. So you know, so it's like, yeah, I mean, I hate the idea of, the last person who raped me. He was a hell-faced, ugly, burnt guy. A hell-faced, ugly, burnt guy with dreads, and he was way younger than me, and he had like a bad criminal record. And Starbricker tried to falsely make like as if she knew I was there. I meant to say she tried to make it like as if she was there and knew what happened. And she lied and manipulated and twisted everything. And then this is how victim blamers do, like with the foster mom situation. She tried to make it like, well, the abuse couldn't have been that bad because you went back to her. But I didn't even know the bigger picture. But as I said, the foster mom would not let me break away. You know. So you know, the Bible said that every idle word we speak will be used against us in judgment. You know, believers and non-believers. So so yeah. Dang, I shouldn't have opened the door. The front door, I mean. But so yeah, I mean, I got a lot of conspiracy truth research links. You know, she complains about that too. How you gonna complain about something that's not your business? She should be banned from making any kind of. She should be banned or blocked from making any kind of reviews on my any of my ebooks. Her and other perps. So she'll complain about like as if it's foolish and disgusting for me to give people links to research to further educate themselves, because you got to have research and proof to back everything up, right? So for me to make a claim that Prozac is 94% fluoride, then y'all gonna be like, that sources please, or oh, you can't just go around saying stuff without proof or without backing it up. Well, I mean, Google it. Yeah, but they got plenty of sources that say Prozac is 94% fluoride. So I'm sitting here feeling like I enjoy, you know, writing and publishing my ebooks and short stories, and my ebooks and short stories, and you know Well, I enjoy publishing and writing my ebooks and short stories. And I love the research that comes with it, you know. But sometimes it can be a little hectic, but I love it. I wish I would have done it sooner in my life. But you hear that? Sometimes the mosquitoes go away when you because I'm gonna wow, when I spray the pests or whatever, they jump just before they get sprayed. Yeah, so they say it's supposed to be dangerous weather outside. It's starting to look a little, the ground's starting to look a little wet. It's windy. So, so, so it's like, and like a few hours ago, I was thinking to myself, why should there be a such thing as somebody deserving to be raped? But I never heard of a man be told that you deserve to get robbed. And you put yourself in a position and allow yourself to get robbed and you're not a victim. No, when guys get robbed, they, you know, when guys get robbed, people feel sympathy. But it's like rape is robbery of sex. Robbery of, unwanted sex. Sex that you don't want. But, and I heard that basically when they rape you sexually, they basically spiritually stealing a piece of you. That's why you be so shattered and broken. Yeah, I would have never, like the Freemason guy, how could y'all falsely say I wanted it? But, I told y'all that there was a moment where there was a point during the rape, when I was trying to claw his face. I kept trying to claw his face to trying to get him off me, but me being scared the whole time because he was an armed security guard with a gun. And he was an armed security guard with a gun and a Freemason. And it's disgusting and sadistic for y'all to lie and say that I wanted it. Me being 30 years old, a 45-year-old ain't my type. Now I'm almost 40. But, I wasn't for dating men that are way older than me. And that guy, he took advantage of me being sleep deprived. Because the night of June 22nd, for some reason, I did not get to get any sleep at all. For some reason, I don't know why. Maybe the perps were hitting me with energy weapons and caused me to be sleep deprived. And then the next day I went to the beach. Couldn't even get a nap at the beach or fall asleep at the beach, but I went to the beach that day. And, you know, they try to, you know, if he try to manipulate and blind me, you know, and they give you such a hard time and interrogating you, locking you up in a room, LAPD locking me up in a room and interrogating me, and then Santa Monica Rape Treatment Center try to get adult protective services for me, and you know, I was scared to even say anything what happened with the Charles guy. So and then to be told that the guys, they raped you because they sex traffic you and put you on the dark web, and that they, I mean, that's what I had other professed targets, even the fake TI perps would tell me that, you know, that you know, a lot of the women get raped, you know. But thankfully, no, well, me being homeless on the streets in Pensacola, that rape happened one time. But it was in 2019, and I was sleeping by that abandoned bank. Damn, motherfucker. So me sleeping by the abandoned bank that they turned into the Kalbi Ichiban Korean Japanese fusion restaurant. That that abandoned bank, with that abandoned bank, there was a white man. I mean, I had so much strange stuff happen to me when I was homeless on the streets in Pensacola. All these men could get away with perversion, you know, wanting to watch me while I pee and have nowhere else to go. I might need to turn the air back on to the coldest setting. So 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 yeah. So yeah, that was the only one time I got raped being homeless, you know. But I didn't realize that guy was such a young criminal. You know, I don't even know if he, I mean, it looked like he had dozens of crimes that he committed and been in and out of jail or prison. That burnt guy. But they would have, homeless or not, they would have men, and it started in Los Angeles, that they would have a lot of men trying to traffic me and try to force grab me, and I would pull away from them, and they would, you know, they would, as I said, they were trying to force grab me, and I lived on Manchester, like on McKinley Street off of Manchester in South Central Los Angeles. And I mean, I tried, one of the first places I tried to get the Section 8 housing was in Westlake MacArthur Park. And I don't remember what happened, but a lot of the Section 8 people, they ignored and rejected me. But they had that money-hungry, fake Jehovah's Witness perp, Geneva Hildreth, was like in her fucking 80s. And I mean, she was like 84 years old acting in like an abusive, narcissistic, fake Jehovah's Witness perp. And so so she was money hungry and power hungry. And so she claimed to be the landlady, but she said that Sam Barretta was the owner. And Geneva Hildred, I didn't know about narcissistic abuse at the time, but she was abusive, narcissistic, and very, very controlling and manipulative. This bitch, this old ass bitch, had, I used to call her Hovey Hags as a freaking nickname. The nickname I had for her. Because she was, very old hag and part of the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult. So she used to fraudulently and illegally live the rich, fake high life in Inglewood. I'm pretty sure she sold her soul to the devil. She had a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. Her husband died. And she was very coercive and manipulative. And she would have been the type that if she was a man, she would have raped somebody. But trying to force me to have furniture, like trying to say you have to have furniture, you have to have a TV. One time she tried to act like she wanted to force me to buy this $12,000 van from her, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even get $1,000 a month. How you expect me to? Where am I gonna get $12,000 from for this van? And she wanted me to, she said it was a van for her husband. It was a handicap van with it was a van with a handicap ramp. I'm good with a regular car, or I love SUVs, but but me being just one person, I be like, when I had my car, I would be, I wouldn't like to own small cars, but it doesn't have to be full size either. But I'm content with a mid-sized car, but I like SUVs. But now, I don't know if I would need to get comfortable with it, but big stuff like GMC, Yukon, Denali, or Suburban or something like that, or Escalade. Yeah, those are so big. But I drove big stuff before, but I would like something like I used to have a Hyundai Elantra, but I would like something like a Hyundai Tucson or something. But I didn't realize the Hyundai Tucson was like a SUV version of the Elantra. But I'd be comfortable with a Nissan Murano. I don't have to have anything luxury. And besides, I'm glad to have, with that Avis job, I'm glad to have had the experience with driving around in a Lexus and a Lincoln and Cadillac and so many Volkswagens and stuff. But motherfucker, hold up. Wow, I shouldn't have opened the front door because I'm getting harassed by gnats, flies, whatever. But yeah, something just landed on my shoulder. But like, if you deal with somebody that with a narcissistic personality that want to try to force unwanted furniture in your house, If you tell them no and you say you're not interested or you don't want it, and they forced the furniture in your house, and that's what that Geneva Hill lady, that's what she did. She forced me to accept furniture and then had her hand out and came hounding me down and harassing me 3 or 4 years later for $30-something. And that's how they do, or they'll make it like you owe them. But I didn't ask you for it and I didn't want it. And she lied and said it was a California king bed. Come to find out it was a queen size bed. So it's like, I'm glad people like her ain't in my life no more. But I didn't realize, I don't know what part of the narcissistic abuse spectrum she would be on. But, it seemed like some people, when people join a cult, they would cut off all contact with you, or their personality would change, and then they start to be aggressive and like narcissistic and controlling, Mm. Mm. But they would be very aggressive with being narcissistic and controlling. And then they start to act weird. So now it is Wednesday, June 22nd, 2023 at 12:05 a.m. in the morning. And so it's 12:05 in the morning. And so yeah, if they force something unwanted on you and then make it like as if you owe them. But they have some people who might have joined the fake Jehovah's Witness cult and then got hateful and just cut off all contact with me. Like my biological aunt off the biological dad Arthur's side, Aunt Carolyn, who they call Aunt Carrie, she joined the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult and then cut off all contact with me. And this lady named, that's supposed to be a cousin of my aunt's drunk lady Yvonne's husband, this lady named, she wanted me to call her Auntie Jane. She supposedly lived, she moved back to New Orleans, but I think she got a house in Texas, or had a house in Texas. But yeah, she lives in New Orleans and got a house in New Orleans in the 7th Ward. And she wanted me to call her Auntie Jane. But she was in the military and everything. But when I told her about what drunk lady Yvonne did to me, I wrote her a letter, and this lady, she blocked me and cut off all contact with me. And she joined the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult. And then this lady named Lucy in Greenville, South Carolina, she was nice and normal. And she used to offer me rides sometimes. And then later on, she joined the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult and got hateful and cut off all contact with me. And she had a husband that tried to make sexual advances at me. And when I told her about it, she didn't believe me. And she got hateful and she cut off all contact with me and thought I was lying. So, yeah, like once people join a cult, they got a whole different personality change. And once people sell their soul to the devil, they got a whole different personality change. But you know, when they have guys that want to take advantage and rape you and force unwanted sex on you, the same way that lady forced shoved furniture in my house and I told her I didn't want it, you know, but they wanted you to have it, but they're lying and say you wanted it. No, I didn't want that freaking furniture. I never said I wanted the furniture. She forced me to have, and this lady, the Geneva Hill lady, she made it like as if, you know, if she didn't get the control that she wanted out of you or couldn't manipulate you, then she would yell at you and make you feel ashamed into submission and obedience. But she had an armoire and a bed, a queen size bed that she lied and said was a California king bed. But that was one of the most comfortable beds I ever had, I think. But you know, living in Los Angeles, they vibrated the shit out of me so bad that I couldn't live there no more. And they were causing me the vertigo and the tinnitus and all the other microwave direct energy attacks. So earlier, several hours ago, they were vibrating me really bad. And tell me why I'm standing here right now and my left foot is vibrating, but my right foot is not vibrating, but my left foot is. So certain targeted individuals say that if you feel vibrating in certain localized area of your body, then that's evidence or proof right there that you got microchips. But I don't have any proof, or I don't have a way to get proof, or don't know how to find out if I'm really microchipped. But yeah, people want to force unwanted stuff on you and then yell at you to get you to submit and obey. Even if they're way younger than you and they're still treating it, you know, if they can't manipulate or control you, and then they holler and scream and yell at you to get you to comply. Or, you know, I knew Geneva Hildreth would she would if I would have rejected her furniture, kept rejecting her furniture, then she would try to make it like as if I'm crazy for not wanting her furniture. But I thought the fake Kedron mental health people were supposed to. I thought they were supposed to have gotten me furniture. But it's like when I got in that Section 8 place, when I got into that place, they were in the middle of remodeling it, and it had granite countertops, and it wasn't 100% totally remodeled. I mean, like you saw some paint that didn't look painted over on the walls, but somebody said, I was told that somebody died up in that house at 8504 McKinley Avenue, in which the fake Darnell Williams perp, he put that address up on YouTube, publicized it on YouTube. So I don't live there no more, you know. But what would you be an online stranger? What would y'all benefit of knowing my old addresses for? And how did y'all even find my old addresses? So and this right here is not even considered a permanent address. This, as I said, it's like an extended stay kind of place. like as if you're living in a hotel or a motel. That's why they got that mini fridge and microwave. But it's like a motel more like. But but you know, I wish they had a full size refrigerator and a stove and oven and a bathtub where I can take my detox soak baths. But they got this tiny ass little shower and tiny ass little bathroom. But let me see. Y'all hear that? Yeah, they said dangerous weather. Let me see. Well, I hear a lot of thunder and see a lot of wind and the ground is a little wet. I don't see it pouring. So I had to turn the AC back on the coldest because I sprayed a lot of alcohol trying to kill the pests that came. I shouldn't have opened the doggone door, but me being curious about the freaking rain and the weather and all that. But I'll be all right. So so it's like, and it's like I had to learn. I mean, I still get scared and manipulated sometimes, but I gotten better over the years. If somebody trying to manipulate, frighten, and scare you, you know, and then like if you feel like trapped and entangled with the narc, whether it be a narcissistic control freak, fake friend, or what, you know. Even, I mean, I had in Greenville, South Carolina. I don't remember that lady's name at all, but I just remember she had a son named Stone. I think her name was Gloria. Yeah, that was her name, Gloria. And she was an elderly, skinny white lady. She looked like that skeleton from Tales from the Crypt with glasses. And this lady, she also tried to, like, she was a narcissistic abuser. I didn't realize she was also a gang stalker. All the neighbors in Greenville, South Carolina, they were in that apartment complex at Stratham Place Apartments. They were all gang stalkers. All of them were perps. Like everybody in that complex. So Miss Gloria, she was one of those type of narcissistic abusers who treats you like everything you do and say is the dumbest thing that they ever heard. So, and she was another thing about a lot of narcissistic abusers, that they be a heavy smoker or a heavy drinker or alcoholic. But this lady, she was a heavy smoker, and everything she had just stunk so bad from the cigarettes. And she tried to force cigarette furniture in my house. And she used to do stuff like snoop through my garbage, or acting like she thought she had the authority to snoop through my garbage. And looking for what? I don't know. And so one time, I was carrying a heavy bag, and she narcissistically demanded an answer for what's in my bag. And I didn't want to tell her. And she's like, well, good, I hope you fall. Good, I hope you fall. They always want to talk about what they hope bad will happen to you. I hope this bad happened to you. I hope that bad happened to you. Or this is going to happen to you. Or that's going to happen. And then once they say that, then it happens. you know. So this lady wouldn't allow me to refuse the furniture. And then there was this perp named Euroline from not the Dominican Republic, but these other Caribbean islands called Dominica or something like that. And Euroline forced me against my will to have cursed. I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know anything spiritual. I didn't know about the truth, but she forced me to have this furniture that I didn't want inside my house. And I didn't realize that she was a witch and put curse. She pretended to be a Christian. She was an abusive, narcissistic perp and a narcissistic, control freak, fake friend. And I didn't realize she was practicing witchcraft. At first, I thought she told me she was part of the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult. And I was trying to avoid her for a long time, and she was trying to force unwanted friendship. And Euroline was a narcissistic, control freak, fake friend. And I used to call her the religious stalker neighbor, and I didn't realize that she was an abusive, narcissistic perp. That was at the Zodiac Apartments. Well, it used to be Zodiac Apartments in Greenville, South Carolina. Denton, Texas. Zodiac Apartments in Denton, Texas. I forgot what they changed. Oh, yeah, they changed it to Scott Brown Properties. But I don't even know if they changed the name again or if it was still Scott Brown Properties. But, so it's like, and it's like, when and that Christopher Carver guy was an abusive, narcissistic perp. Oh man, he tortured me. And very sadistic. And he was cheating on his fiance. And his fiance Alyssa she was tall and big white girl. And but at first she loved me enough that she gave me some soap, that she gave me some handmade natural soap. And lots of it too. And she gave me some handmade natural soap. And then you know, some years down the line, then she started to act weird and act like a perp. But I think there was a janitor or somebody who cleaned out the house, or maybe the maintenance man or something. And somebody said that, trying to egg me on, or trying to give clues to I guess they were trying to say that they were weird, that Christopher and his girlfriend Alyssa, that they were weird and associated with witchcraft also, or something. But I'm not gonna say the things Christopher did, because I don't want the other perps to I don't want the perps to use that against me and start doing the same thing that he did. So I don't want to give the perps ideas. So but I think I may have talked about it before. So but Christopher was an abusive, narcissistic perp neighbor in Denton, Texas. And one time when Mark sent for me to go by his house, Chris broke into my house through the window and pretended to be the landlord and acted like he thought that he had the authority of the landlord. Even that Patricia Horton lady in Los Angeles, I always get that one abusive, narcissistic, controlling neighbor who act like they think that they got the power and authority of the landlord. And like that fake, crusty, fake Jehovah's Witness perp Debbie in Jefferson, part of Shrewsbury, she was abusive, narcissistic, controlling. Her and her nephew Jack. And Jack was supposedly an atheist. And Jack was named after his grandpa. So this other man named, what was his name? He said his name was John Johnson or something like that. He was another neighbor. And he was telling me that, you know, Miss Debbie, you know, she like women. She like women's. Meaning like she like women. You know, if you get, you know. And I didn't even know Miss Debbie, you know, swung weird like that. You know, that you like other women. But, you know, Miss Debbie was narcissistic. Like, as I said, everywhere I live at, it's always this one narcissistic, controlling neighbor. Like, in Denton, Texas, I had more than one because I had at least 3 of them. And, at least 3 of them. Christopher Carver, that fake Herman guy, he was a lighter-skinned black guy. And he had a brother that looked so much like him that you would have thought they were identical twins, but they weren't twins. And then, and Herman used to bully, harass, and threaten me because I rejected his sexual advances. And Yerline was the third. And so that Herman guy, he used to bully, harass, and threaten me. Like, he would offer me chicken and I would refuse it. And he would try to make sexual advances at me. And then he would bully, harass, and threaten me. And he would drive around in a raggedy car, old raggedy car. And he would blast R. Kelly all day, every day. And he would blast nothing but R. Kelly's music while barbecuing chicken. And then, you know, if I refuse his... And one time, somebody stole my bike. I think it was twice somebody stole my bike in Denton, Texas, and nobody wanted to do anything. But Chris Carver, when I took Euroline's cursed furniture... Because he tried to forcefully order me to, put your stuff and put your trash in the back of my... He tried to pretend to be a fake savior when Herman was bullying, harassing, and threatening me every time I tried to take out the trash. Chris would try to tell me, you know, well, from now on, how about you start putting your stuff in the back of my truck? And then I'll go take it. So, you know, then, you know, Euroline gave me that cursed furniture. It was trash to me. So then Chris called the police on me. And the police wanted to take me to jail and fine me for illegal dumping. You know, and so, I mean, Chris, I guess he just wanted to set me up. So, I didn't realize they were all abusive, narcissistic perps. And then dealing with my Mark and the biological mom Francis being perps. But the biological mom Francis was freaking heavily targeted as well. Maybe she didn't know what was going on. Because, I mean, I don't know. But I really think she was heavily targeted. But she was acting like both target and a perp when she was alive. You know, even like the one you gave birth to, you brag about the favoritism with your kids. And, you know, the biological mom, Frances, she was a little bit darker than me, or maybe about the same skin color as me. I took after her. And she was not shy about talking about, you know, Arthur's 3 light-skinned kids being her favorite kids and stuff. Or because Derek is not light-skinned, but because he had eyes like her, he was the favorite at one point. But Candy was never the favorite. But the biological mom, Frances, when she was alive, she used to talk down to me and didn't give me any hope or encouragement, or seemed like she was jealous. And even Wyatt used to say that the biological mom, Frances, was jealous of her own kids. Well, I don't think Wyatt has ever been a favorite. excuse me, but Mark and Ramona have been the two top favorite golden children, and Derek is the third. And yeah, me, my twin sister, and Sean or whatever, we never had favoritism in the biological mom Frances' eyes. We were never considered a favorite because you had to be a certain kind of skin color. But that colorism and favoritism in New Orleans, because I'm supposed to be considered on a not light skin, but kind of on a lighter brown spectrum, not darker brown, but lighter brown skin. And people been calling me caramel pretty much my life, But they got certain people who perceive of me to be considered light skin, but I'm not really light, but I'm a lighter version of medium, lighter brown. I consider myself to be lighter brown skin. But, they would have abusive narcissistic perps that would lie on me and say I'm dark skinned or that my skin color is too dark. And then they would have dark skinned narcissistic abusers, who be pretty much black as tar and then try to over exaggerate and falsely accuse me of being their skin color. Or they would have certain people that nearly the complexion of white people trying to talk about, oh, you're brown skin like me. No, you're the complexion of white people. I'm way darker than you. But you just want to be brown skin so bad. Or you want to be dark so bad. They're light-skinned pretty Creoles with the white people traits and features. They think they're better, but then they act like as if they prefer dark men. But then, this is what they do. It could be a light-skinned woman and a dark-skinned man, or vice versa. A dark-skinned woman and a light-skinned man with all the pretty traits. Light-skinned, green eyes, nearly straight hair. And then when they have kids together, they would choose favoritism. Mainly the woman, though, would choose favoritism towards the lighter skinned kids that look more mixed or more white. But if you're darker or you don't have those kind of traits, then you get treated with same kind of prejudice like racism. And that's why they call it colorism. And I used to be colorist and didn't know any better years ago, way back then. But then, as I said, before I became a Christian and when I found out about the Illuminati and New World Order and all that, I realized that nobody is better than the other. It's just that lighter complex that people get, and they're abusive and narcissistic and they get away with their fucking crimes. Or they get let off, And it's just not right. I used to hate being black when I was a doggone kid. I always wish I was Hispanic or mixed or something like that. But I didn't realize I already am mixed because I'm Creole. I didn't know that. That the biological dad Arthur had straight hair and he was freaking Creole. But I don't even think like that no more like I used to years ago. It took me years to accept and be comfortable in the skin that I am, the skin that I'm in, or accept my complexion or accept my hair texture or eye color. And like nowadays, if there's a light-skinned person with all those pretty traits and Creole or mixed, if you're a narcissistic abuser, I hate you and fuck you. I got a total change of mind. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Even if you light skin with all those pretty, or Creole with all those, or mixed or with all those pretty traits and stuff, or Hispanic, if you're a gang stalker or a narcissistic abuser, fuck you. or if you got something nice and you're a narcissistic abuser, fuck you. I don't care about your BMW. I don't care about your fancy house, mansion, condo, whatever. Keep it. Leave. I'm fine where I'm at. It ain't worth it. I'm fine where I'm at. So I think this video probably ain't gonna be eligible to be monetized. I think I might end up having a yellow dollar sign on this video. I don't even think I'll have the green dollar sign, and if I do, I'll be shocked and surprised. But so I did this whole video in the light, not in the dark. But as I let y'all know that they've been manipulating and messing with my internet uploads, well, this time, wait. Oh, thank you. So, what time is it now? 12:34 in the morning. So, I wish I could go on talking longer, but I gotta go. And, yeah, as I said, they've been slowing up my uploads, my YouTube and TikTok uploads between 2 and 4 times slower than normal and than it usually been, And I think they're doing this as their way to try to get me to stop doing videos or stop speaking the truth. Or this is my punishment for getting my ebooks out, that they want to slow up my internet connection. But on this video, what I didn't notice that they slowed down my I didn't notice that they glitched or froze my phone on this video. I don't think they did in this video. So I hope I can get to go to bed sooner. Like, if me trying to go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to be falling asleep at 6:30 and 7 o'clock. Like, let me go to bed like at least within 30 minutes. But no, it's like I'm trying to get my sleep back on, Damn, now they got two of these bastards in the ceiling. Hold up. So I'm gonna go for now. I'll see y'all later. I hope they don't do to me like they did me last night and earlier.